Okay, picture this. You get a phone call, and it's your boss. The voice is a perfect match. And the request? It's urgent. It's about a top-secret company acquisition, and they need you to authorize a transfer, like, right now. So you do it. I mean, you trust the voice you've heard in meetings for years, right? And just like that, you've been tricked by an AI deepfake. And nope, this is not science fiction. This is a real crime that kicked off a whole new era of high-tech fraud. So let's break down how one single phone call can become a $25 million weapon.
This right here was the heart of the attack. It wasn't some complex technical hack. It was just a simple, direct command, but delivered by a voice they trusted completely. The criminals were smart. They created this bubble of urgency and confidentiality, making the employee feel like they were a key player in a secret deal. It pressured them to act fast and, not ask too many questions.
And the result? A staggering $25 million loss, all from one single, incredibly convincing phone call. This event back in 2019 was really the canary in the coal mine. It was a massive warning sign of a new threat to businesses everywhere, and it showed just how vulnerable our reliance on voice and video communication has really become.
So the big question is, how is this even possible, right? How can AI be weaponized to steal millions with just a voice? Well, the answer reveals this really sophisticated playbook that combines cutting-edge tech with some good old-fashioned social engineering. So our story begins in Hong Kong back in March of 2019. This became the first major, publicly documented case where AI-powered voice cloning was successfully used for a huge financial fraud. Honestly, it was a massive wake-up call for the entire security industry. So let's be clear, what exactly is deepfake fraud? Basically, it's the criminal use of AI to perfectly mimic someone's voice or their likeness. And in the business world, the goal is pretty much always the same: impersonate a high-level executive to trick an employee into sending money. And in that Hong Kong case, that is exactly what happened. The branch manager heard what he was 100% sure was his CEO's voice. It had the same tone, the same cadence, even the same accent. The AI model was so perfect that it completely bypassed the most powerful security tool we have, our own human intuition. There was just no reason to be suspicious. All right, so how do they actually pull this off? It's not just one little trick. It's a calculated, multi-step playbook. Let's break it down. The process is incredibly methodical. First, they do their homework. They gather audio from public sources, think speeches, media interviews, things like that. Second, they feed that audio into AI software, and a lot of this stuff is readily available and cheap to clone the voice. Third, they craft a believable story, packed with urgency. And finally, they make the call, tricking the employee into hitting send on that transfer.
And listen, this threat is evolving, and it's evolving fast. While those voice-only attacks are still the most common, criminals are moving on to way more sophisticated methods. Video deepfakes, they're more convincing and have a higher success rate. And the most advanced attacks, what they call multimodal, which might be a fake email, then a fake voice call, and then a fake video call, have a nearly 50% success rate. That's terrifying.
You know, that initial $25 million theft, it was really just the beginning. In the years since, this type of fraud has absolutely exploded into a massive global problem with just staggering financial consequences. According to the FBI and other law enforcement agencies, the total confirmed losses from deepfake-related fraud have now blown past $500 million. And you have to remember, that's only the losses we know about. The true number is probably far, far higher. This timeline really shows just how fast this threat has grown. From that first major case in 2019, we saw a massive expansion. By 2023, criminals were using real-time deepfake video. And now, in 2024, the number of reported cases has shot up by an incredible 3,000%. The growth is just exponential. And this isn't a problem that's just confined to one part of the world. No way. It's a truly global phenomenon. While the Asia-Pacific region leads, and that's largely due to that first big Hong Kong case, Europe and North America are also facing a massive number of these attacks. No region is immune. Unsurprisingly, the criminals are going where the money is. Financial services, tech, and manufacturing are the top targets. And you have to ask why. Well, it's because they're built for speed. They often handle these large, rapid transactions where a single urgent request can slip right past the normal security checks. So why are these attacks so incredibly successful?
Well, a pretty shocking statistic from Gartner research reveals a key reason. 3 out of 4 companies have absolutely no specific protocols in place to handle a deepfake attack. Think about it. For years, cybersecurity is focused on external threats, firewalls, malware. But this is different. This attack bypasses all that technology and targets human trust, leaving most companies just completely unprepared.
So this brings the threat directly to us, right? In an era where your voice and your face can be perfectly replicated, what does this actually mean for your own personal and professional security? Detection fails for 2 main reasons. On the human side, we are literally wired to trust authority and respond to urgency. If a request seems legitimate, our first instinct isn't to question it. And then on the technology side, the fakes are becoming indistinguishable from reality. And the security tools most companies use, well, they just weren't designed to catch this kind of thing.
So what can actually be done? The solutions really start with simple, robust verification. For us as individuals, if you get a suspicious call, just hang up and call the person back on a number you already have for them. For businesses, it's all about building layers of defense. Require multiple people to approve big transfers. Train your staff to be skeptical, and have a clear plan for what to do when an attack is suspected.
And looking ahead, the forecast is, well, it's deeply concerning. Experts are predicting losses will double to over $1 billion by next year. By 2027, truly undetectable deepfakes could become a reality. And by the end of the decade, this could be a $10 billion a year problem, with detection becoming almost impossible for all but the most advanced systems.
And all of that leaves us with one final critical question to think about. Just consider your own workplace, your own procedures. If that call came in right now, urgent, confidential, and sounding exactly like your boss, what is the one step you would take to prove it's really them? In this new reality, having a clear answer to that question isn't just good policy, it's absolutely essential for survival.